High school football, week 2, but before we talk about week 2 games, we're going to talk about week 1 and what a great week it was involving teams from St. Johns County. We're going to go through 8 games pretty quickly here, and 2 I want to start off with right off the bat, and they don't get any bigger than this. Bartram Trail, a 31-27 win at Palatka last week. Sophomore quarterback Nathan Peterman marches Bartram down the field, 70 yards with under a minute to play, hooks up with Danny Sellers with 14 seconds left in the game, giving the Bears a 31-27 win. They don't get much more clutch than that. And speaking of clutch, we're going to move over to St. Augustine. The number 1 ranked Jackets went on the road last week, visited North Marion, which is ranked 10th in the state poll, and St. Augustine comes out with a clutch 34-33 win in overtime. A couple points in this game. Mark Sturgis hits a field goal, 49-yard field goal, with under 20 seconds to play to send the game into overtime, and St. Augustine scores first in overtime and stopped North Marion on a 2-point conversion attempt with, North Marion got a touchdown. St. Augustine responds with a stop, wins the game. It's the second year in a row St. Augustine has won a game on the road on a 2-point conversion stop in overtime. They did it last year at Flagler Palm Coast. Some more games from last week. Menendez loses 21-0 to Bishop Kenny. Nice falls 20-10 to Fletcher. Middleburg beats Creekside 24-6. Ponte Vedra in the win column. First time they have been above 500, and 35-32 win last week at Paxton. Clay Mazza, 3 picks last week for Ponte Vedra, so he's the star in that game. St. Joseph goes down on the road to Bishop Snyder, 21-14. That game decided on an interception return with under 5 minutes to play. We're moving on to this week's games, and we have got some good ones coming up for you. St. Augustine hosting Bartram Trail. That should be a great game, matching the Jackets defense, the new star Nathan Peterman at Bartram, and some St. Augustine guys to look out for. Dwayne Brady had a kickoff return for a touchdown last week. Big stars in that game. Should be a good one. Bartram 0-8 against St. Augustine, so they want to get on the win column against the Yellow Jackets. Nice going to Menendez, and that's these two teams haven't played in a few years. Should be a good one. Veterans Night over at Menendez, so if veterans are going to be honored before the game, September 11th, should be a good festivity, pregame festivities over there at Menendez. Ponte Vedra going over to Episcopal. That should be a good one. Ponte Vedra looking to move to 2-0. And Lake Mary Prep visiting St. Joseph. A little bit of turmoil at St. Joseph this week. St. Joseph coach Jim Herbert resigned after he resigned this past Monday. Just moving on and keeping the same staff in place. Bob Esquera named kind of the administrative coach for the rest of the season. So it'll be interesting to see how St. Joseph responds to that one. Last but not least, Creekside going to visit Mandarin. Should be really a tough game for Creekside right off the bat. Mandarin, a bigger school, 5A school, so Creekside will have his hands full in that one. Thanks. We'll check back with you next week for wrapping up week 2 games and previewing week 3 games in St. Johns County.